Hi everyone, Keith here. Hey, if you saw my last video, you'll see it's titled Spell It Out, and it's about my appearance last Friday, a week ago, for my arraignment on my charges. And basically what happened was I went in, and when the administrator tried to get me to admit that I was the legal fictitious corporation of the all caps name, Keith Orland Little, I wanted to let him know for the record that I spell my name differently. And so when he first called me up to the bench and he read the name and the cause and nature of the charges and asked if that was me, I told him that it was the same name, but I spelled mine differently, and then went directly into trying to spell it out. And he basically turned around and cut me off and said that we'd have to get a recorder in there. And then you'll see in that last video how it went. But then he turned around and he actually followed through with his threat about putting a warrant out for my arrest. And it says here, on October 21st, 2016, the person who appeared on behalf of the defendant for arraignment refused to acknowledge that he was Keith Little as charged in the trial information. And first of all, he calls me a person, says I appeared on behalf of the defendant for arraignment and refused to acknowledge that I was Keith Little as charged in the trial information. And the trial information charges Keith Orland Little. And again, like I said, it's all spelled out in capital letters. But he made sure to put in his order here, though he doesn't say that I spelled it out that way, he put Keith Little, and it's case sensitive. So we turn around, and the next one, it says the court consequently concluded that the defendant was not present for arraignment, even though the administrator put on record himself that he presumed that I was by my physical appearance. Then it says the court finds that a warrant should be issued for the defendant's arrest and bond on file should be forfeited. It is therefore ordered: 1. A warrant shall be issued for the defendant's arrest with bond set in the amount of $5,000 cash or surety. 2. Bond in the amount of $3,900 currently on file is forfeited and surety is directed to timely satisfy the bond or request a hearing opposing the entry of the judgment. So what I did was I went to the bondsman. I showed him my written plea of guilt with my witness, who also verified that yes, I did appear and that everything I was saying was true and could be verified by her recording on her phone. And so I made arrangements. They went ahead and delivered the written plea of guilt to the courts and got it set up for me to appear in court yesterday morning for what they called arraignment, even though it was initial appearance court for those that had just been arrested. So he was making it seem like I was on initial appearance for the warrant for the arrest for not appearing. And when I got called up, though, of course under his breath and off the record so it couldn't be heard, he asked if I was ready to try this again. And of course I silently nodded my head, yes sir. And so we went into the proceedings and he started with the verification of who I was. This time, instead of asking my name or anything, he asked me to look at the top left-hand corner of the document and verify that that was my name. And here you'll see it's highlighted. And again, it's all capital letters. And knowing that I've always got remedy, I went ahead and said, yes, that's me, of course, with a big smile on my face. And then he asked if I understood the nature and cause of the charges. I said yes, and he asked me about having an attorney. I said, oh, no, I don't need no attorney. Then, of course, he turned around and started talking about trial date. Now, remember, I handed when I arrived, or I showed up last week in the arraignment, I showed him my written plea of guilt. And then when he didn't want to accept it in court there, I gave it to the bondsman, who then took it to the courts. And so again, he had it in his possession. And when he started in on the trial date, I said, well, excuse me, sir, but I handed in my written plea of guilt. How come we're going on to trial? And he said that something about my written plea of guilt being invalid. You know, and that's something that you can make verbally. Hey, I'm guilty. That's all it takes is 2 words. I'm guilty. And somehow that seems to be invalid. And I believe I wrote it. I've got it posted up online. If not, if I've taken it down, I'll repost it. But basically, what he did there was acted on my behalf, and therefore he acted outside of his judicial boundaries, and therefore he is liable, no matter what. And along with the county prosecutor, the sheriff's department, they're all liable. I've done nothing wrong in this entire thing, and I've been coerced and under duress the entire process. It's been over 2 months now, and I assure you they will pay. I'm not going to stand down. This is something I believe wholeheartedly in, because what they're doing is fraud. It's wrong. They're abusing people. They're using people. They're living off of people. My God, they're doing all kinds of word things that like I said here. Instead of asking my name, he asked me to look at the top left-hand corner of the document and verify that was me. He wants to play games. We'll play games. He just has to realize I know the rules of his game now, and we're going to take care of it. Wish me luck. God bless y'all. Love you.